Everybody.
I don't know. You're missing all the fun. Photo sharing discussion number 105 is on the air. Welcome. I've got Simi here
Hello,
joining me,
everybody.
and welcome. And he's the only one brave enough to show up today, I guess. I don't know. We'll see who else risks life and limb to show up on this show here. But appreciate it. And
I
yeah,
hope everybody else is taking pictures or something.
that's what I hope. I know I didn't take any this week. But I did purchase some equipment, and I'm looking at some other equipment to help me take better pictures in a few weeks. So yeah, no,
What'd you get?
Not too bad. Well, I got another little walk-around lens for the OMD. I ordered a small little adapter to take my fisheye lens.
Yeah.
The DSLR days, and adapt it to the Micro Four Thirds. It's such a nice lens. I mean, it's basically the same lens. It's just a little bigger for the for APS-C, but it's a manual lens anyway. So having an adapter that doesn't allow autofocus doesn't really matter. So
nice.
Yeah. So I'm gonna, the adapter is $16 or something like that. So and the lens isn't that big, really. I mean, it's really well built, but it's not that big, so that'll be good. And then well, since you're the only one here so far, maybe you'll be the deciding vote. I'm going to I've got a question regarding the European carryall I'm looking at getting. You familiar with that from Seinfeld? You watch Seinfeld?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, all right, yeah. Well, I'm looking for a new kind of walk around camera bag. Something that right now I've got a camera backpack.
So you're looking for like a messenger bag?
Yeah, a small little messenger bag for the mirrorless. So
yeah.
I've got a few picked out on Amazon and a couple other things, but I don't want to pay a ton of money for it, and I want something that's ideal. Well, I know I can fit both bodies and 2 or 3 lenses in a small bag. I mean, it's just they're not that the equipment's not that big. But the question is, do I want to get one large enough to fit my I have a 13-inch kind of Ultrabook, and I think if I find one big enough to do that, then it's almost too big to carry around. So I think I can find one that's compact.
Is it an older one, or is it a newer one?
It's a year old. I mean, so it's a Lenovo touch Windows 8 type thing. Yeah, so it's
fairly thin, all right.
Yeah, it's a 13-inch screen, 3/4 of an inch thick. Basic size, but it's bigger than an iPad, and it's bigger than like a Nexus, a Google tablet. And I have one of those, and that might be what I use as far as a sizing requirement. Something that I can take my phone and maybe my Google tablet with me, and then if I take the notebook, then I just have a backpack, larger carry-on bag.
Yep.
Because I just want something I can carry around if I'm out and about, because we're going to be going to we're going to Denver this summer. We're going to go to Portland this summer. And I'm going to have a couple days each place just to kind of wander around and shoot. So something where I can take, the camera, a couple lenses, my phone, maybe a water bottle, and just not be weighed down by the bag, but have enough with me to be able to carry an extra lens or two.
Which ones were you looking at?
I don't know. I'll get into that. I've got a few saved on the. I created like a little wish list on Amazon and saved a few things to it. But I'll go through, and I don't know. And we'll get to that. I'll ask you, find out do you have multiple camera bags? Probably.
Yeah, unfortunately, I do.
Yeah, like most photographers. This will be the 4th one. If I get another one, this will be the 4th one that I have.
I have 3. One kind of came with the initial kit when I had my D7000.
Oh, okay.
It was like the free Amazon one.
Okay.
That's still a good bag.
Yeah.
It's small. It's light. It's but it serves its purpose. But it's not I wouldn't go hiking far with it. It's not that comfortable.
Yeah.
And I bought a proper backpack.
Okay.
Which could hold, all my gear plus maybe somebody else's. So.
So you go on an expedition, the expedition size backpack,
a coat and some other, small sweater or something like that. So
yeah.
And then I have a shoulder bag. I think the Urban Disguise one.
Oh, okay. So you do have one of the Urban Disguise. Okay, that's a think tank, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right. I've got a couple of those picked out. They look nice, but they
I
seem
don't have the
awful
smallest
expensive.
one. I have the one in the middle.
Mm.
But for mirrorless, the small ones would be good.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what I'm thinking. Tend to be probably a little bit on the smaller size, just enough to get probably one body, one lens on the camera, and maybe 2 other small lenses, which should be fine. And then phone and extra battery and that type of stuff. So
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
But let's go into the group here real quick, because you posted a bunch, and it's great seeing images from Chicago, because we were just there last summer. So and we lived there for 8 years, so a lot of this stuff is just really cool.
Yeah, I lived there for 12. I mean, it's still my favorite city.
Yeah,
even though I'm biased.
Yeah,
still,
it's my favorite city, April to October. November.
Yeah. Forget winter.
Not so much.
Yeah, forget winter.
It is a great city. Always something to do. Tons of culture, food. Yeah, it's just it's well, you're in Connecticut, so it's maybe just as expensive, but that's the biggest thing I noticed between Chicago and Denver and here in Atlanta. Chicago is so expensive. Property taxes and everything are just through the roof. So
yeah,
you do pay a little bit of a price for all that snow
it's
removal
not cheap.
equipment and infrastructure.
Yeah.
So
at least there's things to do in Chicago. There's not much to do in Connecticut. So
yeah, but you're close to New York, though. I mean, you're not that far away, right?
Yeah, hour from New York.
Okay.
An hour and a half, 2 hours from Boston.
Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of centrally located. I mean, here in Atlanta, I'm half an hour from downtown Atlanta, and then 2 hours from Chattanooga. So it's a definite difference in there. But let me jump into a screen share here. Hopefully you can see that. So this is Simi's photo share and discussion this week, since nobody else posted images, which is fine. So
I feel bad now.
Oh no, this is great. I mean, it's I'm gonna in about 3 or 4 weeks, I'm gonna have a crap ton of pictures to share as well. So I'm no problem at all. I think we talked about this one last week, right? This was your
we had the black and white last week.
Okay, all right.
And this is just the color of the front.
Okay.
Color. Yeah.
Okay, so this is that truck where I noticed there's a couple other images of that, but this is just the front grille, which is nice detail shot. And did you just a single shot, or is this HDR?
Nope, single shot. I mean, I haven't done HDR in eons.
Mm-hmm. Did you bump up the clarity and saturation a little bit?
Yeah, bring out the shadows.
Okay.
It's amazing, the dynamic range on that camera. It's like, as long as you get the exposure right, you can just pull for days.
Yeah. It's a full frame. What is it? 24 megapixel or 36?
Yeah.
Okay.
But even the 7000 was nice dynamic range on that when I had that.
Yeah. Well, if you get the exposure right and you bias, do you tend to bias a little bit towards underexposure rather than overexposure?
It depends on the scene.
Yeah. Okay.
Depends on the scene. Yeah.
Because you can usually pull a little bit more out if it's underexposed, but yeah.
Kind of exposed to the right, just so I don't have that much noise generated in the shadows. I did that with the 7000 lot, but with the 750. I've noticed that I can actually bias the other way and and pull up the shadows and really not get a lot of noise, which is nice.
Yeah, that's very nice.
So I can keep the highlight detail.
Joe just woke up, I think. Big yawn there.
I'm not getting the notifications like I used to for some reason.
Yeah, I sent it out. Well, I sent out a notification of the meetup. Was it this morning, maybe? Yeah. And then I sent out the thing at, 5 till. So, I don't know. But you're here. Welcome.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So, we were talking about this one. So, yeah, this is a nice detail shot of that truck. That looked like that was... you probably took a lot of shots of that truck, didn't you, Jimmy?
Yeah, I had quite a few.
Yeah. It's a neat thing.
That reminds me of who shot... I mean, practically that same. It's not the same Chevy, but Somebody did.
I think somebody did.
It was it who's that NPix or something like that?
Oh, yeah, the guy in L.A. I want to say his name Matt, but yeah, I know who you're talking about. N5Pix. Yeah.
Yeah. I believe he shot a similar image. It wasn't.
Mm-hmm. I'm going back through. I don't see it, but yeah.
It's been quite a while.
Yeah.
It's been a.
He did the black and white one here. Sim did it a couple weeks ago.
Dude, I like this one.
Yeah. Yep. And then this is the color detail of the front, which is nice. I mean, this is, you can just see the rust and the decay and everything. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I have another full body shot somewhere in there.
Yeah, you do. You do about halfway through. You split up the shots of Chicago with another one.
Yeah.
Okay, so busted. So did I recognize these people, or are these just fellow techies?
No, I'm not sure. I don't know if they were with the convention, if they were just eating there, but
they're just looking at you and laughing. Okay.
They saw me taking pictures in the bar, and next thing you know, I turn around and go, "Oh, hey."
Oh, okay.
Hey, I got yours now.
So this is a Candid, and they were more than they were a couple beers in, so they're probably loosened up a little bit, ready to.
Yeah. It ain't to say that they weren't busted. It's just we don't necessarily know.
Yeah, it's true. We don't know the backstory there. So you only have the one lens for this camera at this point, right?
Yeah, I shot the whole trip with just that A6000 and the 30 millimeters, which is
so
about.
It ends up being basically a 48, essentially.
48,
yeah. So right in that sweet spot. Cool. That's nice. Did you? Well, you do a lot of stuff shooting with just one focal length, but it's fun to go out with one focal length, one prime basically, and then that's all you have.
By the way, Houston just smoked the Clippers, dude.
Oh, is that it? So they're going to the conference?
Yeah,
finals?
that was Game 7. So
it's going to be Atlanta and Houston. In the finals.
Yeah.
Hawks and Houston. Okay. Let's see how they can do against LeBron. I don't know. It's going to be a challenge. So this one, Elmer, was that his real name, or did he just look like an Elmer?
It just looked like an Elmer. He was. It looked like he was thinking, "Be very, very quiet." He's hunting. Hunting bears or hunting rabbits.
Be very, very quiet. Yes. He kind of looked like him. Yeah. Now, all these shots were in that same bar. What bar was this?
This was the bar at the bottom of the hotel in the club quarters. The Elephant and Castle.
Okay. Elephant and Castle.
And before we go out to other bars, we'd hit this one. This would be our Primus Up bar.
Okay. Yeah. You have a couple to go.
Or a come back home and finish up bar.
Oh hell yeah, man! If I had a bar like that in the hotel,
go and have a couple beers and then go out and then come back and finish. Now, which hotel was it, Simi?
Club quarters in Central.
Oh, okay. Cool.
They actually have two downtown, a few blocks from each other, but yeah.
I would need to take a look at that. This looks like a kind of a nice Irish type bar.
It was an English bar. I was corrected. Okay. Yeah, I was like it sounds like this bar is trying to be Irish, but it doesn't seem like. But then they said, "Oh no, it's an English bar." Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
And then you're like I said, trying to be Irish.
Yeah. That's a nice shot. This one's nice too. This is the friendly barkeep who was.
She was friendly.
Pouring some beers there.
Oh yeah.
And does the A6000 it has does it have a touch screen or not?
No touch screen.
Okay, so how do you it's got multiple focus points, right? So do you just have to hit one little spin and tap dial and move it around?
Yeah, like when she was coming over, I was waiting for her to get in the same spot. I kind of pre-focused and then just waited.
Okay.
And then when she came back and I got her framed and just right, I said something. I must have said something funny because she smiled.
Yeah.
And took the shot.
Okay, good. That's a nice. The focus seems to be spot on there. Yeah, very nice. Yep, it's a nice shot. Bars are fun places to shoot if you got a fast enough lens and people cooperate. And usually, once they've had, like people at bars, once they got a beer or two in them, their guard is dropped just a little bit, and they cooperate a little bit more. It seems like.
Yeah, well, and then nowadays too, there's so many pictures happening.
People are a lot more used to it, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you don't, whip out your big black one, Sim, then you have problems.
Yeah.
No, I have my little less intimidating one. That's the other nice thing about it. Like I said, I like everything about it except it's just the size and the hand.
Yeah.
But that's great for these kind of shots.
That's exactly what it's perfect for. It really is.
The only other, it's not really a complaint because I can't really complain. It's the ISO. Like right now, I shot it at the max of what I would think it's capable of is 3200 before it gets really unusable, which is not that high. It's not, that's what my D7000 was my max, which I wouldn't shoot over that because you get too much color noise. But
Okay. So 3200 is about the max on the ISO then, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I tried pushing it higher on some shots, and it was just too much. Too much color noise.
A lot of blink coming out, huh?
Yeah.
But it's an f2.8 at 32, so that gave 30th of it. That was a pretty dark.
Yeah, it was a cave almost.
Yeah.
It was dark in there.
Because those are the cool bars, really. Those are the ones that have the atmosphere and stuff. So if you're shooting in one of those, 2.8's the maximum in one of them places. For real. Unless you're tripoded and you're doing this type of shot. If you're doing this type of shot, you might could get away with a 3.5 or but
this is handheld, and
Yeah. If you're tripoded 5.6 at the top for this type of shot, otherwise, you've got to have 2.8, 1.8, 1.4, 1.2, 0. One.
No, that's a nice shot. I like the take you had with the black and white, though. I think I almost like the black and white scenes in the bar a little better. But this is the color's great on that beer. What beer was it?
That looks like a...
That was the Goose Island?
I was going to...
Goose Island, yeah.
The wheat beer? Not the wheat.
Pale Ale.
That's got to be maybe a blonde?
No, sorry, it was IPA.
IPA, okay.
Yeah. It's got that color. Yeah, nice IPA.
Yeah. I'm trying to. What I like about it is the framing of it's nice, and I like the way it's not too blurred out in the background. You can kind of make out, it looks like maybe there's a bartender leaning over the bar talking to a guy.
No, that's actually a guy macking on a girl.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I want to keep them anonymous. So.
Yeah, two people having a conversation then. But you can kind of make that out, but not necessarily. I mean, I just screwed it all up. You know what I'm saying? But it just kind of sets the tone for that image. You know what I'm saying? It's a good product placement shot, like a good what do you call that, Mark? The doggone it, stock photo. Yeah.
I wanted to keep the color on this one just because of just so you know what kind of beer it was. Because black and white, you can't tell if it's
right.
Or
some great lacing though, of course. It's Goose Island.
Yeah.
IPA.
Yeah. I've got a little bit of lag. Did I lock up? Or were you?
You seem fine to me.
You still there, Mark?
Yeah, he might be. Maybe he is having problems.
So if the broadcast drops,
you know what? You know what? Actually, I think happens. I think if he drops, it keeps going. Actually, because I know in the early days when we were doing these hangouts, sometimes I would drop out, or sometimes I'd be the one that have to leave, and everyone else would just keep going, and then I'd jump in my own hangout again. Yeah. Gotta
love Google.
Yeah, it's you got it, And the thing about Google is there's no paid thing. I would love for them to have a paid service on this, some sort of paid professional level to this. You know what I'm saying? I'd be very, very willing to do something like that, because right now you just cannot complain. There's no way to complain about this because it's just completely free, so you have to take the good with the bad. But if there was some sort of pro level to this where you could pay a few bucks, extra features, something more solid, yeah, see, and then I'm not sure if he's still, I think it said it's not presenting anymore or something. Oh no, that was his screen share. That's right. Yep. Okay.
Yep. So I think we're still live. I still see live in the corner.
It's still live, so we're keeping it going for Mark. There it is.
Hey,
there he is.
All right. Yeah, I'm having internet problems. I think we had a lightning strike in the area, and it kind of whacked things
Oh, you having storms right now?
We did earlier. A quick moving storm that came through. The lights flickered, which they usually don't. So something must have hit, and I think it messed up Comcast.
We thought the Stout Brewers Association was trying to shut you down. We're talking about IPAs.
What?
Yeah.
He's already got problems with Google, so that might be it.
I'm just one step away from obliteration. They're just going to wipe me off. The NSA is going to wipe me off. The next step is the NSA. They're just going to wipe me off the face of the earth.
That's it. Done.
I'm done. They're like, you're out of here, sir.
Yeah.
All right. So there we go. I'm going to go back. So you guys were talking about that IPA, but now I switched to Guinness.
Okay, fine.
This is a nice one. I really like this because you got the Guinness.
Right.
Super sharp and focused. You know exactly what it is, and there's somebody in the background drinking one. So this is a nice, very nice.
I had to wait for that. I was like, "Come on, pick up your beer."
So what let's talk about that a little bit, Sim, because you do a lot of that. So what's going on around you while you're waiting for this shot? Like, you've pre-framed it.
Yep.
And you know what you want to do. You know what you want to happen. How are you keeping it inconspicuous so you are going to get that shot you want without someone posing for it?
Well, luckily, the guy next to me, we worked together, so.
Oh.
So while in between, bullshitting, it was like, all right, come on, I need you to take this shot. So I can start drinking mine. Jeez.
So he became your George Costanza hand model.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unwittingly, but for a lot of them, like for the bartender and some of the other people, I would just sit there and I'd be sitting there sideways, just waiting, and nobody's paying attention to you. I mean, the bartender's busy. You know, she's serving drinks. She's coming by and talking, and other people are having their conversations, and they just ignore you after a while, and you don't have this giant camera, so you have this little tiny thing. You just kind of fade in.
I gotta learn, maybe I don't know. See, I gotta do that Sim thing when I walk into a bar, maybe, because I can't go anywhere without attracting a lot of damn attention, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just seems like,
what you want to happen. There we go. We're back.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, I'm here. Yes.
Is it? He did. Mark's having some problems today.
Yeah, he is. But yeah, it's like after that initial, you're having fun, talking, and then those in between times, you just kind of sit there and they get comfortable with you being there with the camera.
Right. Yeah.
And that's when you can start taking your shots.
And that's true. That's very, very true. That's exactly what you're wanting when you're shooting something like that. Is just for people to get so comfortable they don't even see it anymore. Like, they just, or they know it's there, but it's not in the forefront. It's in the back of their mind. So especially when you're just sitting there, like I'm just waiting and I'm not taking a shot right away. They're just kind of, okay, I guess maybe he's taking us, maybe he's taking something else. Yeah.
Let's just keep doing whatever we're doing.
And that's what I was getting at. So are you literally sitting there
Yep.
Okay, there it is. Snap. You know, that's what I was trying to figure out because I can do the same thing. I was just trying to cover it for anybody else that might be watching. Because that's pretty much what you want to do. I was supposed to have shot an event yesterday. They canceled on me. But that's the goal. You already know you're going to shoot a lot. You're gonna nix a lot of shots, or throw away a lot of shots, because you're trying to get to that point where people don't even know you're there anymore. You're trying to be invisible, if you will. So.
Yeah, which is totally opposite of my normal shooting. When I'm doing landscapes, I actually don't shoot that much because I'm looking, I'm trying to figure out what I want to either put in, take out, and with this kind of shooting, though, I'm just shooting.
And you're probably more tripod too when you're landscaping, no?
Yep, most of the time on tripod, yeah.
Yeah, you try, and I've told a lot of people that, like, even with my studio portraits, for sure, I'm gonna at least start out tripod until it drives me nuts, and then I'll finally take it off. But there's just something about a tripod that's gonna make you slower. It's just gonna make you compose better. You're gonna think about every detail, or at least more detail than you would if you were just handheld.
Yeah.
It really does. It's and you end up with, I mean, where you might have shot, let's say 300 shots, you'll probably at least cut that in half, at least, I would imagine, if you used a tripod and really. But this kind of street photography that you're showing us right now, it's a lot more thought goes into that,
Yep. And I don't know, I'm not typically a street shooter, but I like finding a scene and then kind of just staking it out and just waiting for, if it even happens, if the right elements come by.
Right.
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Sometimes I'll take a shot and without that third element, or maybe come back to it. I don't know. But with streets, you can always go back. That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's if you're in that city.
Yeah, if you're visiting, like you were, a little more pressure to try to get the shot, Yep.
Yeah, I could have stayed here for about 6 months.
Yeah,
I was telling Mark, Chicago's my favorite city of all the cities. Yeah, and it's just something about Chicago I like. Not being biased, being born there, but it's a great city.
I keep meaning to go. I've been to Chicago a lot as Joe Truck Driver, and
Right.
I've delivered a lot of. So I've seen the city landscape wise, and I've been through the city, but not as a tourist where I can actually get down and walk downtown and stuff like that. If the area that's around the Chicago Meat Market, if you're familiar with that, I've walked around that, but that's already going on 20 years ago.
Right.
But I have walked around that general area to some of the fine eateries of Chicago while I was being unloaded. And that's where I've got some of my experience with some of those fine, classic hot dog places and pizzerias and stuff like that. But God, I really want to go back. And that's kind of my thing now. Now that I am single, I would like to go to some of these places. Seattle's another place that I really, and it's kind of a little higher on my list of places to go very soon, and just chill for a week and just check it out, just enjoy it, be part of it.
Yep.
That seems like a lot like you were able to when you had some free time.
Yeah, I got New York next door, which is, it's similar. I like New York, but it's, I don't know. It's just not. It's like when you go to New York. It's like, everything's been. It seems like everything's been shot already. When we go to Chicago, it seems like everything's new. At least for me.
Right.